Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about two subjects. We're going to be talking about how Marvel fans are not happy with Beyonce being a part of Black Panther, the sequel. And they have been on a roll with this petition trying to get her off of the movie. Now, earlier, Thomas B sent this to me, and once I read the description, I thought it was pretty hilarious how they wrote it up and how serious they were with not wanting her to be a part of this movie. Now, I don't be really doing a lot of Beyonce commentary because I don't know. I don't really cover Beyonce on my channel like that. But once you get into the caption, it is just a mess. The next story I'm going to talk about is how Little Twist said that he took charges for Justin Bieber, which I believe is believable. It's sad, but I believe it's believable. But first, we're going to get into this petition now on why these folks want Beyonce up out of here and off of the sequel. So, okay, so this is the petition right here. And the petition says, keep Beyonce off of the Black Panther sequel. As you can see, 37,946 people have already signed this petition, and they're trying to get it all the way to 50,000. Now, I guess this was started by somebody by the name of Tamika Carr, and it goes a little something like this. As a fan and lover of Marvel and Disney movies, I think it is I think it is with best interest of fans and many lovers of the art. We would like to keep Beyonce out of Black Panther 2. Even though it is a great film and comic, many others and I feel that her vocal and physical acting is insufficient or lack of better words. Amidst the protests and the times we are going through, we feel like her acting sucks and cannot take her serious enough to be fully entertained by her roles in movies. We would prefer that she continues to sing and make beautiful music, but as far as her acting goes, and we know that she knows that her skills in theater are not worthy of such products of entertainment produced by Marvel/Disney franchises. For better ideas of better actresses to fill the role, we suggest that she be replaced by Rihanna, Zoe Saldana, Zoe Kravitz, or Zazie Beetz. Reasons being is because we know the movie will gross immensely, but the overall turnaround for the movie will be tarnished if it is to meet the standards of its predecessor, Black Panther. So, for the sake of the franchise and all of the fans of Marvel/Disney, please direct Beyonce another role instead, or please remove her entirely from the movie. Maybe make her a feature on a few songs on the soundtrack, but acting in any form, no. If any others agree, please sign this petition and share it as far as your reach goes. And then so it says, to sign the petition, and it has amassed like I said, 37,000 signatures. So let's go on down to the comments. Somebody said, she cannot act. There are other actors worth more than this cheap gimmick. Another person says, even though I love me some Beyonce, I cannot let this happen. Another person says, she can't act at all. Another person says, I'm Facebook cool with the guy who made this post, so that's why I'm signing. Another person says, she is going to ruin the movie. Wakanda will be no more if she has to defend it. Another person says, Beyonce is definitely not Black Panther material. She is not the caliber actor that Black Panther requires. Regina King, Kimberly Elise, Tasha Smith, Tashina Arnold, anybody except Beyonce. Another person says, Beyonce is a horrible actress and not accurate representation of Storm. Storm is a dark-skinned woman whose character was the first comic book character in the early 60s. Let's keep that spirit in the new films and correct the past mistakes in casting Halle Berry in the same way. Another person says, she's not right for the role. And sorry, not sorry. She can't act. And then another person says, because Halle Berry needs to come back. The fuck? So these are all of the comments, and these are even more recent ones. I love you, but stay in your lane, baby. This one says Beyonce sucks. This one says Beyonce is trash when it comes to acting. She cannot act to save her life. Beyonce can show enough sang, but she cannot act. She can't act and can't fight for a Marvel movie. She don't fit the role. Absolutely not. There are more characters that would be better. This will be a terrible mistake. I don't think she talent enough as an actress to play Storm. I love Beyonce, just not her acting. She not ready. She can't act. She's no actress. She's a bad actress. Please, dear God, prevent this travesty from occurring. I'd rather watch Michael Jackson moonwalk. She's not a good actress. She's a horrible actress. Beyonce sucks and ruined The Lion King. She's got no political relevance. Nobody wants to see Beyonce try to act for 10 effing years. Stay in your lane and sing a song, sis, because you cannot act. Don't let her ruin the MCU. She can't act. Not her. Lion King was enough. So this person was like, listen, we drew the line at the Lion King. Like, that was where we drew the line in the sand. I love Marvel. I love Beyonce, but she definitely cannot act to save her life. She is not the one. I would recommend Kat Graham to play Storm. I'm signing because she is a horrible actress. She is a horrible wannabe actress. I really don't want to call her an actress because she's definitely not that. It's a no for me, dog. So it just continues on and on and on of all of these people who are petitioning to get Beyonce off of the Black Panther sequel. All of these people are saying that they do not think that she fits the role of Storm. Now, if I was to give my opinion, I think that her as Storm, I think Storm is kind of a role where you would definitely have a certain type of skill. And I don't know that Beyonce has that. Now, I will say I did like her in Cadillac Records. I think that was probably my favorite role that she did. But seeing her play Storm, I don't know. Maybe she has something up her sleeves. Maybe she's been taking some classes. Maybe they seen something that we didn't. I can't see her as playing Storm, so I can see why the people feel away. But maybe she's been taking acting classes and maybe she will wow us. I don't know. She may wow us and she may, pull it together, because I will agree that Lion King was not it. It just sounded like she was just reading lines off of a paper. It didn't sound like, acting. Like, even when you're doing voiceover work, you still have to bring the characters to life. And to me, it just sounded like she was just reading the script like I'm reading these comments. Like, it wasn't really theatrical. It wasn't really like, oomph. So maybe she's gotten acting classes since then. I'm going to hope. But in the meantime, these people are trying to get her off and they are like, So if you are a Marvel fan or just a fan of movies, period, what do you think about the casting of her in this movie? And more importantly, what do you think about her being casted as Storm? Do you think that she is fit for the role? Do you think that she can pull it off? Or if not, who do you think will make a better cast for this role? Like, who do you think will pull off Storm? I think we've already seen Halle Berry, so I'm not pressed to see Halle Berry do it again. But I mean, who do you guys think? Do you think Halle Berry should do it again? Do you think somebody new should do it? If I was to put in my bid, I would go for somebody that is an unknown talent. Like the last Marvel movie, the one who played the sister, she was kind of like an unknown talent, wasn't really that popular. And then from the Marvel movie, she had like her breakout role. I would like it to go to another black actress who is not known. Like I think that another unknown person to fill that role would be better suited. Like I don't even like none of the Hollywood names that I can think of really do it for me right now, that I want to say like, yeah, I could see that person. Like I want to see another new black breakout female star. Like I want to see somebody new. That's my bid, but who do you guys think? Um let's look in the chat to see. Somebody said Ryan Destiny. Ryan Destiny, I think Ryan Destiny is dope. She is so beautiful. She has a beautiful personality. As far as her playing Storm, though, I don't know how she would do as a superhero. She definitely has more of like the girl next door type of vibe, like the character that she played on Stars. Like that's kind of, I don't know, maybe she could surprise me too, but Ryan Destiny is definitely beautiful. I don't know how I would see her as a superhero though. I don't know. But you know, hey, you never know. Somebody said, what about Kiki Palmer? Kiki Palmer is pretty versatile, so um maybe Kiki. I could see Kiki kind of. I could see Kiki over Ryan. And Ryan, I think Ryan is drop dead gorgeous. But as far as being a superhero, you have to have a certain charisma to be like a superhero. Like you have to have a certain charisma. Logan Browning, is that the one who played on Dear White People, and she played in is that Logan Browning? Tika Sumpter, a lot of people say that that is my celeb twin, and I think she's beautiful as well. I don't see Tika as a superhero though. Tika is doing her thing. She's a beautiful girl, and I love to see her in movies. I just don't know that Tika. I don't know. Like a superhero is just like I don't know. I don't know. Tika, I don't know. She could be a good candidate, but I don't know. Um, Ryan Destiny or Normani, somebody Brown. Um, no, you look like you with a touch of Bobby Brown's daughter. Um, yeah, the only time that I've heard that I've ever looked like Bobby Christina is on YouTube. Nobody in my whole entire life has ever said that. People who see me in person, like in real life, they say more so like Tika or but I mean on YouTube, that's where I heard it first. Like I went 30 years without ever hearing that, and then I got on YouTube, and then people said it, and that was at first. I don't really think I look like her, but um hey, it is what it is. Jodie Turner Smith. Jodie Turner, the one who played in Queen and Slim, I think she said some not so favorable things that don't think I was really a fan of. I can't think right off the moment what she said, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to put Jodie Turner in there. I don't know. She's a good actor though, but I don't know. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something that I wasn't too fond of. Um but yeah, these are all the people who definitely said they just are not here for Beyonce in this movie. They just do not want to see her in this movie. And they are actively voting and petitioning on this as the minutes go by. This is on change.org, and they definitely want her off. So with that being said, you guys let me know who you guys think should play it, and then we go to the next topic. So earlier today, I believe, or a few days ago, Little Twist, he did an interview where he revealed that he had to take a drug charge for Justin Bieber. Now, if you guys are familiar with Lil Wayne, he had this crew called Young Money. Little Twist was a part of Young Money, so they had it was like Gutta Gutta, Mac Main, Little Twist, Nicki Minaj, Drake, Tyga, who else? damn it, now I'm forgetting the people. It was more people. Little Chucky, um, Little Chucky, and it was another one. Lloyd had jumped in and jumped out of the group, and it was another person that was in Young Money. Can't think of it right now, but it was his like little group that Lil Wayne had, and Little Twist was a part of the group. So at one point, Little Twist, he started to hang out with Justin Bieber. And when he started to hang out with Justin Bieber started to get more of like this bad boy reputation. And it seemed like they tried to blame everything that Justin Bieber was doing on Little Twist. They were trying to, put it out in the media that Little Twist was like a bad influence. He was causing Justin Bieber to do all these bad things, and they were saying that he was the cause of Justin's downfall, and it was just a lot. It was like a lot of TMZ reports like back around this time. Well, now he has fast forward to be on Growing Up Hip Hop, and now that he's on the show Growing Up Hip Hop, he's saying, he has a platform and people are finally able to see him for who he is. And he's opening up about his time when he used to hang out with Justin, saying that he took a drug charge to keep, Justin's image kosher. So it says Little Twist has issued an official statement following his radio interview claiming he took drug charges for Justin Bieber in the past. We are at a very critical point in society as we rewrite a new narrative that encompasses the experience of being Black in America, the statement reads. However, rewriting a new narrative requires one to stand in and speak his or her truth with confidence. While promoting my TV show, Growing Up Hip Hop, the subject of certain events with Bieber were brought up. And in the spirit of being authentic, I felt it is a disservice to my fans and the general public not to be completely transparent about my experience. I believe that if you truly support the Black Lives Matter movement, Black people, and Black culture, your actions have to reflect that. Little Twist, he claims some of the legal heat he took early in his career was from trying to protect Justin Bieber's image at the request of the singer's team. In a clip posted to YouTube on Wednesday, June 10th, the radio personality Mina Say What spoke with Little Twist about Growing Up Hip Hop, the reality show he's on, as well as claims Bieber's team used him to cover for the singer's legal issues in the early 2010s. This was around the time when Bieber was getting himself into a bit of legal trouble. If they would have put weed charges on Justin in his early career, it would have been bad on him, Twist begins. So I got a call one day saying, Twist, do you really love this kid? I said, yes. They said, cool. If you love him, then you can take the heat for him because you can come off a little weed charge. You're associated with Lil Wayne. You're a rapper. So basically, somebody from his team was like, oh, you're the Black kid. Basically, they expect you to be the weed smoker because you're around Lil Wayne. So, you can go ahead and take it. You'll be all right. So they convinced him to take this charge. And he was just like, opening up about it. If you go to this podcast, I don't want to play her material, but it is on YouTube. It is the Mina's House podcast. Let me click to a little part of it. But he talks about it on this podcast, and this is him saying it. I'll probably try to play a little bitty piece of it. Hold on one second so that you guys can hear him saying it. I'll play a little bitty piece of it, but I don't want to play her whole thing. You could go to her page for that.
Then it got out of hand to where now they didn't trash my name, and now WeTV has gave me a platform, and people are like, oh, we actually like this person. Now I have something they can see me and see that I'm actually a likable person. I'm not who white America tried to paint me out to be for so many years.
Do you think that hindered the growth of your career?
A manager always lived by, let it die out. It's going to die out. Ain't nobody going to be thinking about it in a week, in a month. Let it die out. So we always live by, let it die out. told Justin them they could put that on me in his early career, because if they would have put weed charges on Justin in his early career, it would have been bad on him. So I got a call one day saying, Twist, do you really love this kid? I said, yes. I said, cool. If you love him, then we're going to take the heat from him, because you can come off a little weed charge. You're associated with Lil Wayne, you're a rapper.
All right. So to see the full thing, go to her podcast. It is titled Little Twist Tells Mina Say What. He took drug charges for Justin Bieber, and that is on YouTube. But that is him opening up saying that he took these charges for Bieber. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about them pretty much telling him, like, you're the black kid that, like, that's kind of what I got from it. Like, you're the black kid, you around Wayne, so you could take the rap for it, but we want to keep we want to keep him clean and pure, so we don't want him to take it, but we gonna throw it on you. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I would have been like, fuck you. I love him, but I'm not about to do that. Like, no. Like, no. Like, I don't like that. I don't like them trying to keep him pure, but then try and throw that off on him. But hey, that's kind of like a lot of things that be happening with these artists. They, be taking the fall and taking raps and uh, 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 uh. Now, if this is, don't get this confused with snitching. Now, if you participate in the crime, then that's different. But if I didn't participate in the crime as well, and if you did it, I'm not going to take your rap. Now, if I participated in the crime myself, then I can take accountability for my actions. You know what I'm saying? So don't get this confused with 6ix9ine, because this ain't that. He's saying basically they told him to just, take his charge and, just take the total fall for something that Justin was a part of. So know the two before y'all bring that up. Next, I want to talk about the This Is Us writer. Now, I've heard the name Jazz Waters before, but I'm not really that familiar with her, but her name sounds super familiar. But it's so sad that to find out about her passing, and then for them to now reveal what was the cause of her death. Like, whenever I see accomplished Black women, I just like to see them striving. And for her to be the writer of This Is Us, she was accomplishing something, and she was, making moves in her career. So to see her life come to an end the way it did, it's very sad. And, this is just a reminder that maybe we need to check the mental health of a lot of the people that we are around and that we love. Like, this is a taxing time on a lot of people's mental health. So maybe tomorrow in the morning, do a mental health check with your loved ones and your family, and just, call them and check in on them and just say, hey, I'm doing a mental health check. I want to see how you are doing, and just do a check-in with your loved ones one time. But the cause of death has been revealed for This Is Us writer Jazz Waters. I'm going to read to you guys what it says. It says, the entire This Is Us team announced with a heavy heart the death of their screenwriter and journalist Jazz Waters on Tuesday, and this shocked a lot of fans. Not only was her death unexpected, it was very painful to the people she worked closely with and her family in general. Following the tragic news, the coroner's office in Los Angeles has revealed the journalist's cause of death. The report stated that Waters died from suicide by hanging, which is very disheartening at the moment. It says Waters has been one of the best additions to the screenwriting world, and she always executed her job with the utmost diligence. Before she joined This Is Us in the second season, Waters wrote for Comic 12 shows like The Breaks, Hood Adjacent with James Davis, Kidding, and so on. Waters was also given credit for writing the role she played in a movie titled What a Man Want, which featured Taraji P. Henson as the main cast. Waters was known to the world as an excellent journalist and writer, but she also was a loving person to her close family and friends. So this is very sad. I seen on one of the blogs some of the tweets that she was tweeting out prior to this happening. And some of her tweets seemed a little bit on the suicidal side of things. So it's very, very sad to see that she came as far as she did and she took the turn to end her life by herself, by her own hands. And it's just sad. So like I say, you never know what people are going through. 2020 has definitely been an emotional roller coaster for all of us. So try tomorrow in the morning to do a mental health check on your loved ones, see how they are. Just, check in because a lot of people are going through a lot of battles that you are maybe not even aware of. So next person I want to talk about is Trina. Now, I talked about Trina on my video, and I talked about how she made the comments about, the protesters being animals and everything like that. Well, it looks like she may be at risk of losing her job on the radio. Now, see, I didn't even know that she was working in the radio, and I thought maybe she was just like a special guest, but I guess she's on the radio station. I don't live in Miami, so I don't know what's going on Miami radio. But it looks like she is at risk of being fired. There are people who are not happy with her being on the radio, and it says rapper Trina at risk of being fired from radio show after calling protesters animals. Rapper Trina is facing major backlash after calling George Floyd protesters animals, and now fans want her fired from her hit radio show with Trick Daddy. A petition has been ongoing around calling for her job, and it's already collected over 10,000 signatures. The petition, which is featured on change.org, wants bosses to boot the rapper as co-host of the Trick and Trina morning show on 99 Jams. While Trina has already issued an apology, it's not good enough for angry fans. So people felt like her apology was subpar. It says, according to the source, as of Wednesday, June 10th, signatures had reached 13K and only called for the goal of 15K. As the blast reported, Trina caused a stir when she talked about how frustrated she was with protesters and looters earlier this month, blah, 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 blah. So I talked to you guys about this in a video. And so it looks like people are, they're trying to get Beyonce up out of here, and they are trying to get Trina up off of the radio and trying to get her up off of the Trick and Trina morning show. They are not here for it. So now I'm going to go to a bit of positivity real quick. It looks like Tiana Taylor and Iman are expecting their second baby. While Tiana Taylor was on live like last week or 2 weeks ago, her baby pretty much spilled the beans already and already told the news. And she was like, she said something along the lines of her mom had a baby in her stomach. And Tiana tried to like play it off and act like, she didn't hear the baby. But the baby already kind of spilled the beans already, but they just finally announced it in some, cute family video or whatever. And it confirmed that, they are expecting baby number 2. So that is some good news to report about. You know what I'm saying? That's some good news with all of the bad news out here. So congrats to Tiana Taylor and Iman on their new bundle of joy that they are welcoming in the world pretty soon. All right. So let's see. I'll go over a couple more stories and then I will end it. Okay, so this is also good news for the Breonna Taylor family and other people around the other people that this will affect their lives may change, and maybe this is saving somebody else's life. So if you guys are familiar with Breonna Taylor, she is a young woman who lost her life by the hands of police officers doing a no-knock warrant. And they just came in guns a-blazing and killed this innocent girl in her bed. I believe she was sleeping. And there has been protests around the world for George Floyd. There has been protests around the world for Breonna Taylor. And there has been pushes to get laws and things changed. And one of the things that was able to get changed in Louisville was this no knock warrant thing. So I'm going to read the article for you guys, and hopefully this now can, save the next person's life. So it says Louisville Metro Council unanimously passed a bill on Thursday that bans no knock warrants in the wake of police killing Breonna Taylor on March 13th. The bill is being called Breonna's Law and requires police to knock and announce themselves when serving a warrant. It also requires police to turn their body cameras on 5 minutes before serving any warrant. And I believe it says that it has to be 5 minutes after as well. In one of the articles that I read, it says Taylor was killed when police executed a warrant in the middle of the night at her residence. They knocked in the door unannounced, and her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, thought they were intruders, so he reached for his gun and fired shots at the officers. The police returned fire and repeatedly shot Taylor 8 times during the incident. She later died from her wounds. The warrant was being served because authorities believe she might have had a connection to 2 recently arrested drug dealers. No narcotics were ever found at her residence. It says, I plan to sign Breonna's Law as soon as it hits my desk. I suspended use of these warrants indefinitely last month and wholeheartedly agree with counsel that the risk to residents and officers with this kind of search outweighs any benefit. So this is something positive that came out of such a tragedy. And can you imagine to be in your home and someone knocks on the door, you don't know who it is, they knocking and they pushing through, and you're thinking that, you're being robbed or whatever. They don't tell you that they're cops. They don't tell you that they're, exercising a warrant, and they just coming up into your house, and you thinking like, oh my God, like I need to protect myself. You know what I mean? Like that is something that I just cannot even imagine. And hopefully something like this get passed all around the world. But we can start off where in Louisville, we can start there. So it was passed in Louisville. These laws have to be passed by each, state type of thing until they take it to a national level. But this is something positive that came out of such a tragic end to her life, such an unnecessary, super unnecessary, could have been prevented if all they said was, hey, we're issuing a warrant, we are the cops, something like that, identified themselves, and then, this woman probably would still be here today. So that is something positive to report that came out of such a tragic and such a, senseless killing. Let's see what else is going on. Juneteenth was the day that Trump had decided to do some type of rally in Tulsa. He has now decided to reschedule that. You think you might want to reschedule it, Trump? I think you should have. You should have knew better. Anyway, so it looks like he has decided to reschedule that. Now let's go on to Starbucks. Now, Starbucks company, they pretty much let you know with their antics that they don't give a damn about Keisha's buying their coffee. They only care about Karen's. So they don't want to offend the Karens by saying that they are in support of Black Lives Matter. They were like, listen, we don't want y'all saying nothing about Black Lives Matter up over here. We don't want y'all wearing nothing that represents Black Lives Matter. We don't want to offend our patrons, meaning the majority of our clientele, which is the white folk, the All Lives Matter folk. We don't want to ruffle the All Lives Matter folk feathers with y'all Black Lives Matters crap. So we don't want y'all pushing that in our facility. Now, they want to push LGBT on people, and they want to heavily suggest that you know, wear your pride gear and wear your rainbow and, you know, do all of that because they want to pander to the LGBT community because, you know, they know where, you know, the dollars are. But when it comes to Black people, they're like, well, you know, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go that route. So we're not gonna have that. But you know, people and employees, they had a problem with that. They're like, wait, you guys encourage us to, you know, do our stuff during Pride, but then you trying to stop our freedom of speech during Black Lives Matter. And a lot of people took offense to that. So they then changed it up and tried to clean it up after they got a lot of backlash. They tried to clean it up and they were like, oh, well, you know what? We just wanted to have the proper uniforms to go out. You know, we just wanted to properly give you guys the right gear. Bullshit. You tell them that they could wear, you didn't give them proper gear for Pride, so why do they need proper gear for Black Lives Matter? Bullshit. You just didn't think that you was gonna get the backlash for it, and now you switching your tune. Now, I'm not really a coffee drinker, so I could easily boycott and not go to Starbucks. You know, next case. What do you guys think about and plus they be doing our people bad anyways. You see all the videos where they be profiling, you know, our people. You see how they did the Black men who went up in Starbucks, who was trying to conduct a meeting and tried to act like, you know, they were thugs when these were real estate businessmen, and you know, all of the other instances where our people get profiled in that establishment anyways. So you know, we should have been done with them a long time ago anyways. But, you know, we be trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Oh, it's not all Starbucks. It's just that manager. It's just that particular person. You can't put this person actions on everybody. No, fuck Starbucks. Fuck Starbucks. You're out. You're out. Iggy Azalea, she announced that she had a baby, so she didn't want her son to be hidden. She announced that her and Playboy Cardi have a child. She doesn't want her child to be a secret, but she doesn't want her child to be all up in the media either. So she, you know, she said that, you know, she wanted to announce about her child. Now, this is interesting with YouTube. Now, I'm interested to see how this whole $100 million fund for Black creatives and artists is going to work out. So YouTube announced that they are starting a $100 million fund for Black creatives and artists, and they are going to be having this fundraiser hosted by Keke Palmer and Common. Now, I seen this the other day, and I'm just like, it's interesting that they are claiming that they are having this $100 million fund for Black creatives and all of this stuff, but yet our Black voices get silenced. We are the ones who are, you know, not monetized. We are the ones who get flagged the most. We're the ones who, you know, our content isn't really promoted that much. Like we'll have you have Black creators who are on the safe side, don't do any cursing, don't do any of those things like that. And we still have a hindrance on this platform. Now, I'm grateful for the platform that I'm able to, you know, speak my opinion, but my opinion is also censored. When I talk about colorism topics, it's censored. My voice is censored when I'm talking about Black, you know, topics, and it hinders my coverage or my reach as far as my reach can go on this platform. So it's very interesting that they have now announced that they have this $100 million fund for Black creatives, but we are the ones who get shadow banned the most. Like right now, I feel like my channel is shadow banned. I have 191,000 subscribers. My channel seems to be at a slow it's at a slow growth period, and I know that it's because my mouth, I talk and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. I don't be pandering to artists, to audiences. So I already know that I'm not going to shoot up as fast as everybody else. But a lot of my content, I be feeling like a lot of my videos are shadow banned. I be getting a lot of people who tell me that they're unsubscribed from my channel. I get a lot of people who tell me, like, they didn't get my notifications. They haven't been getting my videos popping up. People who are subscribed, people who are night owls, not getting, any of my videos. And I feel like that's because I take more of a risk with my channel than a lot of the other content creators do. A lot of the other content creators, they play safe. They do the safe topics, the Amanda Seals, the topics on the Real Housewives, the topics on, love and hip hop, like the safe stuff where it makes our people look like trash. But they don't really do a lot of black, really, topics and controversial topics. They don't really do the R. Kelly topics, like the super controversial topics. I do that on my channel, so I take a hit for that. And so I feel like that's kind of like a silence. So again, I'm kind of interested to see where this whole $100 million fund is going to go and what they plan to do with it. My friend just sent me something about Band-Aid. I'll pull that up. Thank you for sending me that text. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna go to that. So this article, like I said, so it reads, more companies are starting to use their platforms to address the ongoing issue of racism and police brutality in the United States. Celebrities also using theirs to tackle these issues and even join protesters to bring awareness. YouTube is now stepping up in a major way as well. According to Variety, they will have started a multi-year $100 million fund dedicated to amplifying and developing the voices of Black creators and artists and their stories, as confirmed by the CEO, Susan Wojcicki, or however you say her name. At YouTube, we believe Black Lives Matter, and we all need to do more to dismantle systematic racism. The YouTube CEO said, we're committed to doing better as a platform to center and amplify Black voices and perspectives. YouTube will also host a fundraising event on June 13th. So today, they'll host this event, which is produced by YouTube Originals titled Bear Witness, Take Action. This will be hosted by Keke Palmer and Common. Roundtable discussions, panels, music, tributes, and more will be a part of this powerful special. Among the performers will be Trey Songz and John Legend. This event is produced by LeBron James, Spring Hill Entertainment, Fly on the Wall, and Byron Phillips. Reginald Hudlin is the executive producer and showrunner. Bear Witness, Take Action will kick off at 6 p.m. Eastern. Its goal is to inspire and unite key and meaningful voices, YouTube creators, influential public figures, prominent activists, voices to create change, heighten awareness, and raise funding for racial justice. This event is not the only move that YouTube is making to highlight racial/social injustices. Their Spotlight channel will address this topic and gain perspectives from figures in the Black community. Among these are historical content, educational content, and coverage of the protests all over America. Susan Daniels, YouTube Global Head of Original Content, explained how important the Black Lives Matter movement is and why change regarding these frequent issues needs to happen. I support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I think it is imperative that we help amplify Black voices and continue the conversation about meaningful change and racial justice. YouTube has a unique ability to unique creators, artists, and powerful voices within the Black community to encourage the world to stand up and speak up. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. We shall see what change is done, if any change at all. But me, as a content creator who talks about the more controversial things and talks about, these Black issues and things that are going on in the Black community, people like me, my page is shadow banned. I don't reach my full potential as far as me being recommended. I'm constantly um having subscribers who are saying that they're unsubscribed and all of those things. So I'm interested to see how this will play out for Black creators. Now, everybody has been trying to hop on the Black Lives Matter coattails, and not everybody is genuine. Like, not everybody is genuine. Some people are just trying to pander to Black people to try to quote unquote appease us. They're trying to appease us and to make us feel, like they down for us. Now, the latest, and thanks to my friend who sent me this, the latest on the bandwagon is Band-Aid. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Band-Aid is made to be the color of skin. So the purpose of a Band-Aid is to not only cover your wound, but it is supposed to be the color of skin. Now, the color of skin is, for Black people, is not the pale color that Band-Aid comes in. So it has been made for the longest to be the skin color of white people. But now, since this situation, they all of a sudden want to now make an array of Band-Aid colors for our skin colors to now be inclusive and pander to us. Y'all been knowing that skin colors come in more than one pale, beige, light tan color for the longest. So why did it take for this to happen for you to realize that maybe we should make Band-Aids in other colors? Now, I mean, we see all the people who are trying to hop on the coattails, but we're just not gonna stay silent and act like everybody is genuine and act like, oh, now, like we could call some of these motherfuckers out for their pandering and for their bullshit. And this is one of the people who trying to pander, and all of a sudden, now we're gonna make black and brown skin color Band-Aids, when y'all been knowing that Band-Aids wasn't that one color that it came in. like yes. Oh my, Yee says, I'm starting to think that they're being fake with it now. A lot of these companies, are just pandering. Stefana says, I remember when I was a kid asking why Band-Aids only matched certain people. Yeah, like when I found out, and I found out when I think I was like a teenager, the first time that I found out that Band-Aids were supposed to be the color of skin. And I thought too, like as a teenager, like, well, it ain't the color of my skin, so it's a lot of these companies who are now trying to pander. And shout out to all of you guys who are up with me. You guys are truly truly night owls. Where is everybody tuning in from? Let's do a state check-in right now while I go to the next thing that we are going to talk about. I guess I'll cap this at an hour and just keep on going with a couple more topics to talk about. But let's do a state check-in, and let me know what you guys think about the topics that we've covered so far. What are you guys thinking about them? And where the show is going to go on. But we can't, we got to call these folks out when they pandering. People think, well, that person finally tweeted and this person finally said Black Lives Matter. I don't give a fuck if they finally said nothing. If it ain't genuine, we don't want it. We don't want it. And we don't have to want it if it ain't genuine. Period. Well, they did say it. They did. No, I don't care what the fuck. If it ain't genuine, we don't want it. Period. All right. So, I'm not gonna pull up the article for this, but I'll just talk to you guys about it. So basically, Live PD is a cop show, and it was announced that Live PD was canceled amidst all of the stuff that's going on right now. So there was reports, and they were like, actually, I will pull it up. Actually, let me just go to the shade room to pull up the post that they have posted. I didn't feel like going to the shade room, but I'll just go to it. Anyway, so there was reports that amidst all of the things that was going on, the show Cops slash like Live PD was canceled and they were not bringing it on. But come to find out, the real reason why all of this is going on, that they canceled it, is because live coverage of the show captured a young black man being killed while filming the show. So Charmaine from Black Ink Crew, and she pissed me off with the water challenge that she did on her baby. Y'all need to stop doing that, guy. All these challenges ain't to be repeated. Now, if you got an infant baby, don't be squeezing water all on that. Like, it only take a couple of like a couple of teaspoons of water for a baby to drown. Anyways, that got me off topic. But anyways, I'm glad that she called awareness to this thing, but she irritated me with that water challenge. And everybody who be following that water challenge, you guys are annoying, because stop following trends and hitting the kids with toys and hitting them upside their head to try to see their reaction. That stuff is not funny to me. I don't know. I don't like it. But anyways, but I do appreciate her for bringing awareness to this situation and calling these people out and saying, listen, y'all really only canceled because y'all killed a black man while filming and y'all don't want the heat for that. And she brung attention to this black man who lost his life during the course of them filming this TV show. So it says, I'm devastated by the news that another black man's life was senselessly taken at the hands of police. I recently heard the news of Javier Ambler's death while filming the reality TV show Live PD. And I'm disgusted to hear that the footage from the event was destroyed by the show. This is very disturbing and heartbreaking. I can no longer have any affiliation with the Big Fish Entertainment and respect the decision of Viacom has made to sever ties. Black lives have always mattered, and I do not condone police brutality now more than ever. Hold on, wait. Now more than ever, we cannot be silent nor turn our head away in these situations. We must stand up for our black brothers and sisters. Justice for Javier Ambler. So this is basically saying that, or she's alleging that the reason that Live PD was canceled is because the producers destroyed footage of Javier Ambler being killed by police, which is such such an out of line thing to keep on happening. And for them to try to get ahead of it, or whatever, or try to soften the blow, they are destroying footage and canceling the show to try to not get the backlash. A mess. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about, I seen an article where it was white influencers. Hold up. Let me white influencers doing blackface to try to show their camaraderie to Black Lives Matter. Doing too fucking much. It don't take much to have solidarity. You don't have to do the absolute fucking most. You can just lend your support by signing a petition, calling the law establishments that are holding these officers not accountable, going to vote, going to protest. But you don't have to do the fucking most. You just don't have to do the fucking most to we understand and we hear you. If you fight for change by voting, by calling these precincts up and demanding justice from these police chiefs' offices to fire these cops and sign these petitions, and my mind is drawing a blank because I'm getting sleepy, but it's a lot of ways to show your solidarity. You don't have to do the fucking most. Influencers are doing blackface to show solidarity with BLM. One influencer says, "I wish I was black today more than ever." It's been 2 weeks since demonstrators first took to the streets in the biggest global protest against police brutality and systematic racism in a generation. Sparked by the murder of George Floyd at the hands of white police officer on May 25th, the protests have begun to make real-world change. Racist statues have been removed or toppled in the UK. Cities in the US have pledged to defund the police, and companies are finally addressing their problems with diversity. One group seemingly still clueless about how to support Black Lives Matter is influencers. First, they were posing at the protest for clout. So a lot of these influencers, they definitely got called out by their fake clout protest photos. And now they're doing blackface to show solidarity with the movement. In an Instagram post, satirist and socio-political activist Saint Hoax shares screenshots of influencers who had painted their skin black, along with a brief history of blackface. They wrote, "How can you spread awareness about a subject you know so little about? If you genuinely care about a cause, the least you can do is educate yourself about it." They continued, it's infuriating that we still need to educate people about the racist and painful history of blackface. We shouldn't be having this conversation in 2020. So this is another influencer who tried to, pander and trying to show her solidarity. It's just a hot fucking mess. And you don't have to do the fucking most to show your solidarity. You could show your solidarity by texting these numbers that these people have put up, calling these numbers, signing petitions, pushing for change, putting the pressure on these lawmakers' necks, keeping our foot on their necks to make change. Show us solidarity in that way. But you don't have to do the most. You don't have to do the most. I even seen, there was a video of white people who were trying to make up for slavery, and they were washing Black people's feet. Now, shame on the damn Black people who sat in them damn chairs and thought them getting their feet washed was no, you look silly and they look silly. Get up. You don't need them to wash your feet. We just need them to do better and not be racist. We don't need them to be washing our feet. We just need them to have us with equal respect and equal rights. Period. Equal rights and equal respect. Don't profile us and automatically assume that we're thugs and we're thieves and we're criminals and we're trying to rob you and kill and steal from you. Treat us with respect. But the Black people who sat there in them chairs and had them people washing their feet, and the people who was washing their feet, y'all all looked a damn fool. No, stop making a damn fool of what we trying to do. Somebody said, "Nah, let them bow down." They could bow down, but that shit just looked a mess. Also, yes, I seen the kente cloth. Yes, a mess. One of my subscribers has sent me an African woman video who she was very mad about how they were trying to show representation of Black, but using the kente cloth. And the woman was pretty much saying listen, you guys don't even know the historical context behind our prints. She was like, each and every one of our prints means something. The kente cloth, it has a meaning behind it. There are other cloths, they have meaning behind it. So you can't just try to pander to Black people and say, hey, this is our solidarity, and you don't even know the meaning behind it. And then she was talking about how, it has so much powerful meaning to the Guyanese culture. And it's that is not representation for Black Americans. And it's true. That's not we unfortunately don't have a symbol or whatever. I guess the fist probably would be our best, symbol. But doing the little kente cloth, it just was a mess. It just was no, like you don't have to do the most. Like if you do the kneeling for, 8 minutes, passing these laws, and they were trying to pass a law, and they were introducing, I believe, like this bill that they were trying to get passed. So, I'm in agreement of changing these laws up. That's what we want. We want the laws to change. We want, these things to change, but you don't have to pander to us while doing it. Just change the laws. You could do the peaceful protest of, kneeling. And, when they was getting up from kneeling, they could hardly get up. Right. I was just about to say that, Tyson. They could hardly get up. They had to get help up. Knees was shaking. A mess. But that's all for this. I wanted to cap it at an hour. Thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you guys who did not catch this from the beginning, I started off talking about how fans are upset with Beyonce in this new Marvel movie, Black Panther sequel, and they were on her head and they want her out of the movie. They said sis cannot act. They're like, you're good as a singer, you're good as a performer. You can single lady us. You can rewind the world, girls, us with all the performances in the world, but we just do not want you in the movie. They said Lion King was the straw that broke the camel's back, and they did not want her in there. So definitely catch the recap, start the video over, and as I go through everything that people said about Beyonce and how they just did not want her in this film. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm getting tongue twisted and tongue tied because I'm sleepy now. And I'm tripping over my words and all kind of stuff like that. So it's definitely time to go. But thank you guys for rocking with me, and I'll see y'all next time. And visit my website, neekatnight.com. I couldn't leave without shouting myself out, promoting myself. Yeah, and check out my second channel. I have a second channel called Neek LeClaire, and that is here on YouTube. I will type it in the chat. Neek LeClaire. And that is where I do try on hauls. So I did a try on haul on my Instagram, and I did it's the same video that I posted on my second channel and on my Instagram, where I was trying on some of the pajamas. So definitely check that out. I put it up on the screen. So it's written under Neek at Night. It is Neek LeClaire. Type that in. Go to my second channel. Subscribe to my channel. You'll see my vlogs, videos on there. Okay. Shout out to Remotely. Check out the Remotely review. He has been pumping out the videos nonstop. Check him out on Instagram and check out his content. Okay. Good night, y'all. You said try on some kente cloth. I got kente cloth. Actually, I made a lot of kente cloth items. Actually, before I go, let me show y'all some of the stuff I made in kente cloth years ago. Years ago, that was part of my clothing line. I had several pieces that were made of kente cloth. I made kente cloth shorts. I made leggings with the kente cloth. I made several things, but hold up. I done posted so much on my Neek at Night page. I don't know how fast it's going to take me to get there, but let me try to see if I could scroll down fast enough. If I can't get to it fast enough, then I just ain't gonna pull it up. Okay, it's buffering. All right, well, if you want to see my designs on kente cloth, just scroll down on my Neek at Night page. Because as I was trying to scroll down, it started to not scroll down. What's going on? Hold on, let me see if I could pull up a picture real quick on my Facebook. Hold on. Hold on real quick. But yeah, I had several different stuff that I made out of kente cloth. That was one of my cloths that I would make stuff out of. My Creations. Where's that album at? Oh, here we go. Ooh, I done had some risky. I'm looking at all my clothing designs. I done had some risky designs, boy, I tell you. Where's where's the hold on. Oh, okay. I got a picture of my baby. I made my baby a dress in the kente. And then I made these shorts. So I'll show y'all this picture of my baby. Hold on. And then I'll go. I don't know why it's kind of fuzzy. But this is when my baby was a baby. Hold on. What the heck? I'm trying to add it to the screen. Okay, that's when my baby was a baby. But I made her this kente cloth dress. She was a little baby. And then this right here is a oops. Go back. And then this other one is a picture my homegirl posted. I was at her event. And these shorts I actually made. And then I used to have these hats called Brown Skin Beauty that I used to have on my clothing line. So I had the Brown Skin Beauty hats, and then I had the kente shorts, and those are shorts that I personally made myself. So yeah. But all right, y'all, that's it for this video. I'm about to go to sleep. Well, I'm not about to go to sleep. I'm probably about to talk on the phone or something. I don't know. All right, y'all. Good night. Thank you for the compliments on my baby.